We are vehemently against this bill, and we find it to be a bill that's designed to push non-binary, intersex, and trans people out of public life and render us invisible, certainly legally. I don't think I need to go too much into how these definitions are very exclusive, to the point that I actually feel a lot of sympathy for folks that are experiencing fertility issues, for folks who are experiencing menopause, things like that. Pretty wild stuff there. But before we even get to that, I mean, the real point of bills like this, like I said, is to render people invisible, and to do so by making the conversation completely about biological sex, so that we're not talking about gender identity and the fact that those are discussions that we need to be having, and the fact that there are multiple laws and policies that have passed different levels of government that have passed for a reason when it comes to gender identity, because the trans community is particularly vulnerable to discrimination and the acts of violence and harassment and loss of opportunity that come with that. So this particular bill, on its face, is limited to a definition of sex for the purposes of government documents and vital statistics. But when you go to the section that talks about there being a legitimate reason to distinguish between the sexes with respect to athletics, prisons, and other correctional facilities, locker rooms, and restrooms, it becomes clear that the idea is to take this aspect of using biological sex on vital statistics and documents and using that as an excuse to punish trans people in the way that we exist, to discriminate against us in those various areas that have been listed, and the consequences of that can be really deadly. I mean, when we look at domestic violence shelters, we could face more obstacle-seeking safety. We're supposed to, through the Violence Against Women Act, face some protections as transgender people. But when you have a policy like this, now it's not clear. Do we listen to this law? Do we listen to VAWA? Unclear. And the fact is that there are a lot of shelters that are not trans-friendly, and we need to have conversations about gender identity.
Thank you for that testimony.
Yeah.
Remember, there are questions of the witness. I see none. Thank you.